This is the solution video for section 3.1, problem number 3. All right, so find dy dx if y equals secant inverse of 1 over x. All right, so first thing to remember is that 1 over x is really x to the negative first. All right, and secant inverse, remember this is not 1 over secant, this is arcsecant, right? All right, so dy dx. All right, so our rule, remember, is 1 divided by u times the square root of u squared minus 1, right? All right, so u is x to the negative first, right? So I can put x to the negative first here, right? Or 1 over x, right? X to the negative first here, or 1 over x, and then times the derivative of x to the negative first, which would be negative 1 x to the negative second. All right, so now we got a little bit of work to do here. All right, if I have an x to the negative first here, that actually really just brings an x up to the numerator, right? Just like here, this becomes an x squared in the denominator, right? So I have x, I've got a negative 1, so negative 1x in the numerator, and then I've got this x squared, and then I've got the square root of x to the negative second minus 1. All right, now, of course, the x and the x squared can reduce, leaving me with negative 1 over x times the square root of x to the negative second, which could be 1 over x squared minus 1. All right, and so you got to make sure you pay attention to simplifying algebraically when it comes to the answer sheet and things like that. Now, okay, if you wanted to simplify this further or make it look a little different, okay, you could realize that if I have an x out here, this could be really like the square root of x squared, right? Because if I had the square root of x squared, then I could bring that square root in, right? I could bring these together, right? And if I did that, then I would have the square root of x squared times 1 over x squared minus 1. All right, and so then you could have negative 1 over the square root of, if I distribute that, I get 1 minus x squared, right? And so that is what I